Our planet is changing. We see it every day, in the headlines and outside our windows. Glaciers are shrinking, storms are intensifying, and resources feel increasingly strained. The world as we know it, the world we built our assumptions on, is shifting beneath our feet. This is not a time for denial, it's a time for understanding. It's a time to confront the reality of our situation and explore the possibilities that lie ahead. We live in an era of unprecedented interconnectedness and consumption. Our economies, our technologies, and our very lives are intertwined in a complex web of interdependence. Yet this interconnectedness has come at a cost. We are pushing the limits of our planet's resources, and the consequences are becoming increasingly clear. For decades, we have operated under the assumption of limitless growth, believing that we could endlessly extract resources and expand our footprint without consequence. But that assumption is proving to be dangerously flawed. We are reaching a turning point, a moment of reckoning where we must confront the limits of our planet and redefine our relationship with the natural world. This is not a message of despair, but a call to action. It's a recognition that the choices we make today will determine the course of our future. It's about understanding the challenges we face and embracing the opportunity to create a more sustainable and equitable world for generations to come. The term peak oil has been circulating for years, warning of the inevitable point at which global oil production would reach its peak and begin to decline. This concept, while significant, is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. We are not just facing a peak in oil production, but a potential peak in a wide range of critical resources. From fresh water to arable land, from minerals to fish stocks, the resources we depend on are finite. And as our global population continues to grow, the demand for these resources is increasing at an alarming rate. The signs are all around us: shrinking forests, depleted aquifers, and dwindling fish populations. This realization that everything has a peak has given rise to the concept of the post-peak era. It's a recognition that we are entering a new chapter in human history, one where the old rules no longer apply and where resource scarcity will increasingly shape our world. The post-peak era is not a predetermined dystopia, but a call to action. It's an invitation to rethink our assumptions, to challenge our habits, and to innovate our way toward a more sustainable future. It's about understanding that our current trajectory is not sustainable, and that we need to find new ways to thrive within the limits of our planet. The stakes have never been higher. The choices we make today will determine the fate of our planet and the well-being of generations to come. We are facing a confluence of interconnected challenges: climate change, resource depletion, social inequity, that demand our urgent attention. Climate change is no longer a distant threat, but a present reality. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and disruptions to ecosystems are already being felt around the world. These impacts are only projected to intensify in the coming decades, posing significant risks to human societies and the natural world. As resources become scarcer and competition for these resources intensifies, the potential for conflict and instability increases. Addressing these challenges will require global cooperation, innovation, and a fundamental shift in our values and priorities. Despite the challenges we face, there is still hope. Humanity has a remarkable capacity for innovation and adaptation. We have overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles in the past, and we have the ingenuity and the will to do so again. The post-peak era is not an end, but a beginning. It's a chance to rewrite our story, to create a future that is both sustainable and equitable. It's a time for courage, for creativity, and for a renewed commitment to building a better world for all. The Earth, our home, is a tapestry of interconnected systems, a symphony of life that has thrived for millennia. Yet the harmony we've long taken for granted is showing signs of strain. Our planet is being buffeted by forces that threaten to capsize the delicate balance we rely upon. The evidence is all around us, from melting glaciers to bleached coral reefs. Our planet is sending us a desperate plea for attention. The most alarming sign is the changing climate. The air we breathe is warming due to fossil fuels. This warming trend disrupts weather patterns, causing heat waves, droughts, and floods. Coastal communities face rising sea levels, while farmers struggle with water supplies. Climate change impacts every corner of the globe. It exacerbates social and economic inequality. Vulnerable communities are hit hardest. From island nations to impoverished communities, the human cost is clear. Ignoring the warning signs is no longer an option. The time for action is now. We must embrace cleaner, sustainable energy, invest in climate adaptation to protect communities, work together globally to address this challenge. The future of our planet depends on it. Section 2. The Unseen Hand. Pollution's pervasive grip. While climate change dominates headlines, pollution quietly wreaks havoc on our planet. It contaminates our air, water and soil, reaching every corner of our world. From smog-choked cities to plastic-laden oceans, pollution has far-reaching consequences. The air we breathe is increasingly burdened with harmful pollutants. Industrial emissions, vehicle exhaust and agricultural practices release toxins into the atmosphere. In many cities, air pollution has reached crisis levels, forcing residents to wear masks. Our oceans are becoming dumping grounds for waste, harming marine life. Plastics, chemicals and runoff pollute waterways, threatening ecosystems. Marine creatures ingest toxic substances, leading to illness and death. Pollution is a human health crisis, causing millions of premature deaths each year. The World Health Organization estimates air pollution causes millions of deaths annually. Pollution impacts economies, livelihoods, and community well-being. Addressing pollution requires stricter regulations, cleaner technologies, and sustainable practices. Section 3. The Hunger Within, Resource Depletion, and its Consequences. Our planet is a finite resource, and we are consuming its bounty at an unsustainable rate. Like a hungry beast, our insatiable appetite for resources is depleting the very foundations of our existence. From the forests we raise to the minerals we extract, we are pushing the Earth's systems to their limits. Forests, once vast and teeming with life, are being cleared at an alarming rate, driven by agriculture, logging and mining. These vital ecosystems play a crucial role in regulating our climate, providing oxygen and supporting biodiversity. Yet we continue to lose them at an alarming rate, with devastating consequences for both humans and wildlife. Our thirst for fresh water is another pressing concern. As populations grow and demand for water-intensive agriculture and industry increases, we are depleting aquifers and straining water resources. Water scarcity is already a reality in many parts of the world, leading to conflict, displacement, and economic hardship. The depletion of our planet's resources is not just an environmental problem, it's a social and economic crisis. As resources become scarcer, competition for these resources intensifies, leading to conflict, instability, and inequality. We must find ways to use our planet's resources more efficiently, reduce waste, and transition to a more circular economy that values regeneration over depletion. Section 4. A world divided in equality in the face of scarcity. As we confront the challenges of the post-peak era, it's impossible to ignore the stark reality of inequality. The impacts of climate change, pollution, and resource depletion are not felt equally across the globe. The poorest and most vulnerable communities, those who have contributed the least to these problems, often bear the brunt of the consequences. Climate change is already exacerbating existing inequalities, pushing millions further into poverty and displacement. Small island nations and coastal communities face the threat of rising sea levels, while farmers in developing countries struggle with unpredictable weather patterns and declining crop yields. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is widening as those with resources are better equipped to adapt to a changing world. Access to clean water, a fundamental human right, is increasingly unequal. While some communities enjoy an abundance of clean, safe drinking water, others struggle to access even the most basic sanitation facilities. This disparity in access to water has profound implications for health, education, and economic opportunity. The challenges of the post-peak era demand a just and equitable response. We cannot address climate change, pollution, and resource depletion without addressing the root causes of inequality. We need a global effort to lift up the most vulnerable, ensure access to essential resources, and create a more just and sustainable world for all. The story of humanity is inextricably linked to the story of technology. From stone tools to modern machines, technology has always shaped our world. Each generation builds on past innovations. The wheel, the printing press, the steam engine, and the computer transformed civilization. They connected us and expanded our knowledge. Technology drives progress. But progress is not a straight line. Breakthroughs bring challenges and ethical dilemmas. The automobile revolutionized transport, but also caused pollution and congestion. As we enter a new era with unprecedented challenges and possibilities, we must reflect on past lessons. Learn from triumphs and missteps to navigate the future wisely. The Industrial Revolution marked a turning point in history, fueled by coal and steam. Factories sprang up, transforming economies and societies. The steam engine powered factories, locomotives, and steamships. Cities swelled, leading to urbanization and challenges like overcrowding. The legacy is complex, a mix of progress and exploitation. It underscores the need for sustainable innovation. The latter half of the 20th century witnessed another technological revolution, one that would prove to be just as transformative as the Industrial Revolution, the rise of the digital age. Fueled by the invention of the transistor, the integrated circuit, and the personal computer, information technology rapidly transformed the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us. The Internet, once a niche technology used primarily by academics and researchers, exploded into a global phenomenon, connecting billions of people and transforming the way we communicate, consume information, and conduct business. The world became increasingly interconnected, with information flowing freely across borders and time zones. The information age ushered in an era of unprecedented access to knowledge, empowering individuals and democratizing information in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades earlier. It fueled globalization, accelerated the pace of innovation, and created entirely new industries and economic opportunities. Yet, like the revolutions that preceded it, the digital age has also brought about its own set of challenges. Concerns about privacy, misinformation, cybersecurity, and the digital divide have emerged as pressing issues. The rise of automation and artificial intelligence has raised questions about the future of work and the potential for widespread job displacement. The challenge before us is to harness the transformative power of information technology while mitigating its potential downsides. Section 4. A new revolution, balancing efficiency and sustainability. Section 1. Powering a sustainable future, energy innovations for a post-peak world. The post-peak era demands a shift to renewable energy. Solar panels and wind turbines are transforming energy landscapes. Advanced batteries store surplus energy, paving the way for a resilient grid. Fusion power represents humanity's quest for limitless clean energy. Section 2. Beyond carbon neutral, capturing and utilizing a problem. Carbon capture technologies transform CO2 into valuable products. Nature-based solutions like afforestation offer natural carbon sinks. Embracing carbon capture can pave the way for a sustainable future. Section 3. Nourishing a growing planet. Smart agriculture and the future of food. Smart agriculture uses data to optimize resource allocation. Vertical farms maximize space and reduce water usage. Plant-based and lab-grown meats offer sustainable protein alternatives. The future of food production is efficient and sustainable. Section 4. The rise of the machines, AI, automation, and the quest for efficiency. AI-powered robots optimize production and reduce waste. AI transforms cities, improving traffic flow and public transport. AI monitors infrastructure and enhances energy efficiency. Responsible AI integration promotes a sustainable future. Section 5, Reaching for the Stars, Space Exploration and the Expansion of Human Potential. Space offers resources to fuel our civilization. Asteroid mining reduces reliance on terrestrial resources. Space exploration provides unique perspectives on Earth. The dream of becoming a multi-planetary species drives innovation. As we stand at the cusp of the post-peak era, we find ourselves at a crossroads. The challenges we face are unprecedented but present extraordinary opportunities. The post-peak era demands a shift in thinking towards sustainability and equity. The path ahead requires bold choices and investments. The time for action is now. We have the tools to navigate this critical juncture. Throughout history, humanity has faced insurmountable challenges. The post-peak era calls for the same spirit of innovation. A global surge of creativity offers hope for a sustainable future. This revolution is driven by individuals and communities taking action. The post-peak era can be a catalyst for positive change. Imagine cities transformed into green spaces with sustainable energy. Transportation systems powered by renewables and clean air. A future where inequality is eradicated and well-being is prioritized. This is the promise of the post-peak era, living in harmony with nature. The challenges of the post-peak era are too vast, too complex, to be solved by any one individual, government or corporation. They demand a collective response, a global effort that transcends borders, ideologies, and socio-economic differences. We are all in this together, interconnected in a web of interdependence that binds us to a common fate. Each of us has a role to play in shaping a more sustainable future. As individuals, we can make conscious choices about the products we consume, the energy we use, and the waste we generate. We can support businesses that prioritize sustainability and hold our elected officials accountable for enacting policies that protect our planet. As communities, we can come together to create local solutions, from community gardens and renewable energy cooperatives to sustainable transportation initiatives and zero-waste programs. We can educate our neighbors, advocate for change, and create a groundswell of support for a more sustainable way of life. The post-peak era is not a time for apathy or resignation, but a time for action, for engagement, and for a renewed sense of civic responsibility. Let us embrace this challenge, not with fear, but with hope, determination, and a shared commitment to creating a future worthy of our children and grandchildren. As we navigate the uncharted waters of the post-peak era, let us remember that the future is not predetermined. It is a blank canvas upon which we have the power to paint a masterpiece of human ingenuity, compassion, and resilience. Let us choose to paint a future where our children and grandchildren can breathe clean air, drink pure water, and marvel at the wonders of a thriving natural world. Let us leave behind a legacy of hope, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and our ability to overcome even the most daunting challenges. Let us be remembered as the generation that faced the crisis of the post-peak era head-on and emerged from it stronger, wiser, and more united. The path ahead will not be easy, but it will be the most important journey we ever undertake. It is a journey towards a future where sustainability is not just a buzzword, but a way of life. It is a journey towards a world where equality, justice, and compassion are the guiding principles of society. Let us embark on this journey together, with courage, with determination, and with an unwavering belief in our ability to create a future worthy of our highest aspirations, a future where humanity and nature thrive in harmony for generations to come. The time is now. The choice is ours. Let us choose wisely.